Well, the weather today has not been very good at all, but funnily enough, as soon as I plugged this camera in, the sun came out. Honestly, it's so windy and it's been raining and it's just not nice weather, but thankfully the sun is shining upon us, so I am glad I've come now. What I've got is I've rescued these. I say rescued them because they look a bit, you know, a bit worse for wear, don't they? I think those two have had it. Okay, sweet corn. Okay, these were just in Asda and they were £2. And although they look a little bit, you know, lacking, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the bed in the kids area that's got the clear greenhouse on it. Just the greenhouse, just to see if we can get a bit of heat on these and get them moving a bit and get them thickening up, because I will need to take that greenhouse off there anyway for the winter, but until it reaches the top, might as well grow these in it and see if they'll take off in there. So that's something that we can do today. We can sow these. I'm growing a lot this year, as you've probably noticed, a lot of the same things, but what I'm growing is things that I know my kids will eat, my family will eat. Okay, so although there's not a huge variety of what I'm growing, I've got different sorts, about 3 different sorts of runner beans, 2 different sorts of sweet corn, there's snap peas, there's normal peas, there's the loofahs, there's the jackberry little pumpkins. There's not a massive varied amount of stuff, but last year I grew stuff that nobody, and lettuce, got lettuce. Last year I grew stuff like chard. I couldn't even get anyone to eat it. Who's going to eat it? So although there are a few things that are, and gherkins, loads of different sorts of gherkins, about 3 or 4 different types of gherkins that I'm growing, but they got eaten, right? The whole point is that they get eaten, and I don't just grow them, show you, fling them, right? The whole point is that everything gets eaten. Radishes, I found Si, she had the radishes last year. I'm sure I can find many other people that will eat them. But so yeah, although this is a different sweet corn, this is a yellow one. I can't think of the make, golden something or other. I don't know. A medium-sized sweet corn. The ones I originally have grown are the multicoloured ones. Okay, and they are in a different place, so they won't. That one won't pollinate that one. They won't cross over, so they won't go a bit funny. So yeah, I think that is something I'm going to do today. I'm going to plant these and see if I can revive them a little bit. What we can also do is harvest a few things. I'm hopeful that we're going to have some strawberries again. I must have took about 6 lots of strawberries already. I mean, like tubs like that, more or less. Tubs like that full of strawberries about 6 times. And I'm hopeful this, I mean, what's the date today? 22nd, 3rd. It is June the 23rd. So it's been quite a few days since I was last here filming. So June the 23rd, hopefully there's still a few more strawberries left. I don't know how much longer they can go on for. I'm pretty sure we must be coming to the end of the strawberry season. But they've done fantastic with this year, and made this on a 3D printer. It's a berry and thingy cleaner, berries and things like that cleaner. So what happens is, right, because you don't want to bash them out in the water because they'll bruise and they'll just go mushy. So your water goes down there, creates like a vortex of water to swill clean your strawberries without damaging them. It does work without fruiting. I put the water in and it does create like a vortex, and it's got holes there that the water drains out of. So it does create a vortex. Will it do the same with fruiting? You know what, if we've got any fruit, we're going to try it. If we have got, I don't know, I've only brought straw, I haven't brought any fruit. I was going to say I could do a smoothie, because, so hang on, just wait 1 minute, let me show you this. What I did with the kids last week was we picked the strawberries. A couple of them had bananas in the lunch bags, one had an apple. So we got them to chop all the fruit up into little pieces. And I brought this, added a bit of water, all the little tiny pieces of fruit in here. Made a smoothie. So, if there's any strawberries, I would have liked a banana in it really, ideally. I haven't brought any fruit with me. I might just make a strawberry a strawberry smoothie and give that a try. So I'll show you. See, that's the thing. I'll drink the smoothie, but I won't eat the strawberry. As you saw, it was torturous for me to eat the strawberry. But I'll smooth it down and make it into a drink. I'm more likely to eat it. So yeah, I think we might do that, or I might leave it for another day when I've got a banana to add to it. We'll see. We'll see. If I think there's not going to be many more strawberries to pick, I might just do the smoothie now. But this is a cordless, rechargeable thing. You can do that for 30. You can spin it round, it doesn't really chop very well, right? It's not like a really massive sharp blade, so you have to make sure you do cut things up small, especially the apples were okay. Bananas, they stayed quite chunky, so cut the bananas up small if you want to put bananas in. Add a bit of water or add milk, whichever you prefer, and you can it goes for 30 seconds per double press, and you can do that 10 times on one charge, okay? And how many kids did we have? 2, 3. We had 5 kids, and we made enough smoothies for all 5 children, okay, on one charge. There was still plenty of charge left, but I just took it home and charged it anyway. But there you go. So we might even try a smoothie. Sun's out again. Oh, honestly, the weather's been rubbish. I thought I'd come anyway. But let's go and see what we can harvest, because I think I've got other things as well, not just strawberries. Before I do the harvesting, there are a few other jobs I want to do first, really, before I do that. And the first one is, yeah, it's still working. It's the tap at the kids' play area. Now, not my kids, but other kids that have come here, my friends' kids. I forgot to tell them not to pull this off, right? I had glued it on previously from my other friend's kids who came and pulled it off and hid it. The first lot of kids hid it, right? So I thought, oh, well, let that happen again, I'll glue it on. I glued it on, but I didn't say, oh, make sure your kids don't, can you tell them not to pull it off? And they did. So, you know, what can you do except super glue it? I've brought some super glue. I'm going to super glue this. Let's see. I'm going to super glue this. Sorry about squeaking. I'm going to super glue it back in here, right? If we can get it in. Right, that one needs to be, that one needs to be there like that. Hang on, how does that work? Oh, it's a bit broken, I think. Hang on, one sec. One of the prongs on it is a bit busted, but it won't matter because I'm going to glue it on. That's probably how they were able to take it off so easily, by the prong being busted. And I am determined that they can't get it off again. Sorry. You know me, I like my obstacles. How does that even go on there? One sec. As per usual, I had to unbung the super glue. Okay, let's get the spray, sorry. There we go, that sets it. So that is in there, and I'm just going to pop that in, and I'm going to glue that in as well. With the tap done, just a little job that I needed to do, we can concentrate on putting the sweet corn in here. I just thought this would be a really good bed for it. I fed the soil, the compost, put the straw on it. It's nice and hot. It's nice and hot in there. And as soon as the sweet corn grows, you know, beyond this, I can just take it off and store it in the polytunnel. Right, so let's see what we've got, shall we? Let's bring you a little bit closer if we can. Sorry. Okay. Let's see what we've got in here. Like I say, some of them look a little bit worse for wear. They were only £2. So, and they look quite weak, to be honest. If you know what I mean. Not that I'm any kind of an expert. Right, well, I split the other ones, if you remember. And I panicked. I split some, I didn't split the others. I could have split them all, really, but I split them and they survived. They didn't die. So I'm going to split these and not worry about it. Okay, she says. Completely massacring them. I'm not sure how gently I can do it, sorry. I'm not sure how gently that can be done. But I'm going to stick not towards the edge, just because, you know, it's a thingy. It slopes down. It's an apex roof type thing. Right, one there, one there. One there. Although it don't matter, I am going to take the roof off, isn't it? So let's get in as many as we can, actually. Right, let's forget it. Let's just get in as many as we can on here. I can't imagine all these growing, to be fair. Especially if I'm splitting them. So in between. Ooh, that one just came off, that's okay. Okay. Just roughly lay them out like so. Right, okay. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna plant. Just gonna plant them. Just gonna plant them. The last few. The last few. Sorry. Right. And then these ones that look like they might not survive, actually, I'll just stick at the front or something. They don't look like they're going to survive. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bury them. I'm going to give them a massive water because this is very, very dry, okay? Very dry. And you can see that. It's very dry. Look at that. It's dry, but full of goodness. Okay, I'm going to give it a massive soak in. Right. These might survive, they might not do. They didn't look on the, you know, these aren't ones I've grown. These are ones I've rescued from the shop because they really did look like they needed rescuing. So I'm not going to be too upset if these don't come to anything. This is going to take a massive water. Oh, it's a bit damper. If you go another couple of inches down, it's a bit damper. We may be okay. We may just be okay. It's just maybe the top 2 inches that's really dry. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant all those in there. Let's see if we can keep them alive. They honestly all do look like they're a little bit on the last legs, these, but you know what? I'm going to plant them, I'm going to water them, and we're going to hope for the best. You never know, we might get some sweet corn out of it. I just think if we put them in this for now, this might just help it along a bit. But this just gets sun all day if the sun is out, this spot, so fingers crossed. Okay, I watered them. Right, I think I've planted about 15, something like that. Right, I'm going to say I'd be happy if I got 5 or 6 good plants out of that because they were on the last legs. You know, they don't look the perkiest of sweet corns I've ever seen. I felt a bit sorry for them, so I thought I'd see if I could revive them a little bit. So yeah, there's about 15. I would be happy for 5 or 6 to become big, substantial plants. So yeah, fingers crossed as always, and let's hope for the best there. Right, what I want to do today also in this bit here is, and I will go back and give that a bit more of a water, I want all that to soak in because that was absolutely stone dry. Right, we've got our slips we can plant now. I mean, look at these. After all that panic. Oh, right, I'll move that, let the eggs, let the ants move on. Let them do what they need to do so we can move that and let them do what they need to do. And then we're going to need to cut that off and plant that. I'm just going to Google it to make sure that what I do is I cut that slip off and plant the slip. And that is what we're after, these vines. This, I would think, would need to be taken off as soon as it outgrows it, because I think these can grow massive. It's just, I don't know at what point to cut the leaves for them. So they wanted for the leaves, not for the potato. So that's something I'll have to look into or ask. But basically, the massive vines, they grow a massive vine, a sweet potato. Okay, so just let me leave those ants to take their eggs away, do what they need to do, and then I'm just going to Google about how to cut these slips off and how to bury them to get them planted, because I'll just grow these two in here, and then it can go wherever outside of this when it needs to. But for now, I will keep that on. As with this, I will keep that on. But while we're here, look at all those peas. Oh my goodness me, can you see them all? Right, then I've had a few harvests of peas already that I don't even think you've seen, actually. But these aren't quite fat enough yet. Not fat enough to pick, to harvest. That one might be. I'll just leave them till the next time I'm here. Oh no, tell you what, let's pick it now. I'm not going to eat it. Right, I'm not going to eat it. Let's pop you on there. Sorry. Let's just see what we're dealing with here. I've got loads of peas over there. Let's see. It's quite fat. Maybe the ones at the end aren't very fat, but let's see what we've got. I'll put it in my bowl, actually, with the straw. I could put it in the smoothie. It's a way of getting a pea into me without me realising it. Might put it in the smoothie, actually. Yeah, why not? For goodness. Oh, look, not many in that one. But they are peas nonetheless. And I'll put those, three whoppers of peas. I'll put that in the compost. There it goes. 3 whoppers of peas. I'm going to sneak them into my strawberry smoothie if we've got any strawberries left. Right, okay, let's go down to the strawberries and see what we can harvest from there. Actually, there is some peas on the gnarly ones here. Do you remember the gnarly ones down there? There are peas on there, but they're quite gnarly. But I planted more peas and the fresh lot is coming up. So that first lot, bit gnarly. Just a bit gnarly. And then you can just see a second lot maybe at the front there, just popping up, and they'll produce good peas. And while you're here, you might as well just see stuff while we're here, while we're at this top bit here. The nasturtiums, they've got some sort of fly on them, black fly. I need to look that up and I need to get rid of it. I've got ladybirds. The ladybirds are eating the flies though. Black fly on my nasturtium. But I suppose if they're eating that, they're not eating the other stuff, are they? I think that's the idea, isn't it? Right, let's see. We've also got my lemongrass is growing, thankfully. That's my Coca-Cola. That's getting quite big. Oh, it smells of Coca-Cola. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. That is my favourite new thing. That I can't wait to try that out. Can't wait for it to get a bit bigger. But there you go, lemongrass and the Coca-Cola, Wormwood Cola. These black fly. Right, I might just give a quick Google. What am I Googling? Right, how to grow the slips of a sweet potato and black fly, how to get rid. I'll just give you a closer look at the fresh beans. Can you see the fresher ones here? And then the ones at the back, they are growing and they have got peas on them, to be fair. But they're so little. They're so little and gnarly. They're not worth them. Might as well just leave them. Leave them and see what this fresh batch at the front does. Because I'm hoping that will grow up here, just like that one is growing up there. I could have just sowed direct, couldn't I, with the peas. Right, okay, so, I'll tell you what, while we're up here, see, there's all sorts of stuff going on here, even in just a few days. Right, lettuce, we can harvest some lettuce. Look at that. That lettuce is doing absolutely fantastic in there. I've already harvested some. The kids have tried it and spat it out, like kids do, but they tried it. But look at that, very lush. I shall cut some of that off, take some of that as well. There's the onions. I don't even know what's going on with these, because they're self-seeded now. Can you still eat them, or, are they edible now, or are we just waiting for other onions to grow from the seeds of these? Yeah, if you know, just tell me. Let's just pick that. Does it smell oniony? It does, actually. That does smell oniony. Wonder if you can eat that. I'm not going to. I'll leave it there and someone will tell me and I'll come back and pick it if you can eat it. Right, I've got my peas in my hand. Let's go and pick some strawberries if we've got any. Well, I can see an absolute whopper. Oh my gosh. Look at that whopper. The cover blew off. Must have forgot to secure it down. We have got whoppers. Well, I think we can leave the other ones to ripen for next time. Hang on, there's a few around there, one sec. Okay. Oh, overripe that one. Left a bit too long. Right, there's just quite a few left on there still to ripen. There you go. What we're going to do now is we're going to see if that vortex cleaner cleans them, and then we can cut the green bits off and see if we can make just a little drink. We can try this vortex thing together. Right, okay. I've got my 3 peas in there and the strawberries. Right, what you're supposed to do is well, I'm not saying that makes it swirl round because it doesn't. Well, the water is supposed to swirl round, so let me just put these in the middle maybe a bit like that. I'm not going to lie, it works a lot better without any strawberries in it. You know what, it's cleaned it. As a vortex goes, doesn't vortex very much, does it? I'm going to say less vortex, more rinser. Oh well, when it's not got strawberries in, the water goes like that, as you could imagine. When you've got strawberries in, it just sort of whooshes past them. It rinsed it, what can I say? It rinsed it like, shall we cut a few strawberries up and make a smoothie? I think we should. Not all of them, I'm going to take some strawberries home, but I'm just going to put a little bit of water in my cup bit, because otherwise it'd just be thick, mushy strawberry, and it's nice to have it as a drink. Right, here goes. Let's chop up some strawberries. It actually has a filter on this thing, so if you didn't want any bits in it and you're prepared to wait for it to filter out of there, the bits could stay in the mixer, in the thing bit, and you could just pour the juice, the liquid, with no bits, more or less, into a cup, if you know what I mean. It's like a strainer on it. But I don't mind. Even I don't mind a few little bits of strawberry. Right, so just going to cut it up, stick it in. It's a shame I haven't got banana, really, or apple. to add a bit of flavour to it, but it's what it is. Isn't it funny? I didn't enjoy eating a strawberry, but yeah, I'm going to do this. Isn't it funny? Right. I'm not putting my glasses on in case I see little tiny bugs. It's all protein, isn't it? What I don't see can't hurt me. Should we have one more? Oh, peas. Go on, I'll stick you in. Stick the peas in. Let's not think about the peas. It's all about the goodness, isn't it? Another pea, my third pea. Right. Okay. I'll bring it to you to show you what I've done. Don't know, would you say that's one daily portion of thingy? That's the fruit that's left, it's clean. I shall pop it in the tub that you saw earlier to take home. Here we go. A little bit of greenery going on in there. Okay, pop that lid on. Oh, that way. I think this is about a tenner. If you've got a lot of fruit to do, or get a more expensive one, or harder fruit, let's say. Right, so lids on, stuff is in there, double tap. Right, sometimes you have to jiggle it about. I like to move it about to make sure it's properly, thoroughly mixed. Like I say, that was 30 seconds, was it? You can do 10 of those on one charge. So you can have it as fine or as coarse as you like. I just think 2 lots will do. Okay. Because it's got the peas in, I don't think I want the bits. Let's see, it takes ages to pour out, honestly, when you've not got the thingy. I could just drink it like that, I suppose. No, you know what? I'll be civilised, I'll go and get a cup. Just washed out a beaker. Okay. Ooh, should we try it without the bits? Well, I'm sure it'll still have some tiny bits in, the holes aren't that small, but the main chunk of the mush will stay in there. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. Strawberry seed. That is nice, that is so refreshing. Isn't it funny how I can drink that? It's very much like an apple. I said that when I tasted it, didn't I? When I tested the strawberry, I said it was like an apple. That's what that's like, but that is very refreshing. Very frothy. Doesn't get rid of the strawberry seeds. Doesn't matter. Won't grow a strawberry plant in my belly, will it? That's what I used to think as a kid, when you ate the pips of an apple. Okay. That's not too offensive to have the pips still. That is nice and refreshing. Seeds. But, you know, I've drank it. I will continue to drink that if there's any more in there. Because I'm on a diet. I've lost over 2.5 stone. I'm doing really well. Okay. I'm doing really well. This will help. This is giving me a bit of goodness. Because usually I only have apples and bananas. So yeah, I'm over 2.5 stones. I've got another 3 stone, I don't know. I've got a lot of stones to go. So this is a help. This is what I've grown and what I'm drinking. And I hope you're really proud of me. Right, I'm just going to Google the sweet peas, and not sweet peas, sweet potatoes. I can feel seeds, strawberry seeds. I'm just going to Google sweet potatoes and see how we harvest these slips to plant the slips. I thought you just cut the slips off and buried it in the soil, but it says take the slips off, put it in water. Okay, so, and you can just, it will keep producing and producing, apparently, this thing. Right, it says twist it off at the base. Right, and stick it in water. Okay. Stick it in water so that a good root system grows, and apparently I can stick that and carry on with that in there. Okay, so let me, that is bone dry, of course it is. Right, so we'll carry on, see if we can grow more slips, but we've got that one in water here. Bring it to you, that. Okay, it says put it in the water, so I'm going to put it in the water back in that greenhouse, and then when I come back to it next time, how do we pop that down? Put a bit of weight on it so that they don't ping out, I think. Yeah, there we go, I'm happy with that. Bit of weight on it so they don't fly out. Then we've got another one here. Oh, this one might have a couple on. Okay. Right. Okay. Right, this, here we go. You're supposed to twist it off. It's got a few of those, look. Stick them in. That's what it says. It's got a bit of root on already. Leave that one to grow. Oh, it's got ants in it. Ants in it. Ants in it. Oh, ants in it. Ants in it. Sorry, 1 second. Let the ants just run away from that one, I think. That's covered in ants. Brilliant. 1 sec. The only saving grace is at the black ants because they were crawling all over me. But the black ants. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this plant pot outside, stamp my feet, wait for them to carry them off. And then we'll carry on with the sweet potatoes. Oh, it's all going so well. But yeah, luckily, black ants, they've just been crawling all over me. Great. So finally, we've got slips off the potatoes. They're in water. That's what it said. Do put them in water to get a better root system going. So maybe next week we'll check them, and if they're still growing and still okay, we will plant them into here. And I'll keep them as warm as possible for as long as possible before we have to take this off. I know they grow massive, but like I say, I could end up cutting them back because I'm harvesting the leaves, aren't I? Now, those are the potatoes, the 2 in the pot there. I'll carry on, see if they'll grow more slips just because they've started, so, you know, they might carry on. These ones over here didn't really amount to anything. These 2 here, they've got a little bit going on, but, ooh, that's got a slug in it. Oh, God, nature. So they didn't amount to anything. To be honest, I think the ones that did grow were the organic ones that I bought online. The ones that I bought from the shop, off the shelf, you know, at Tesco or whatever, somebody said they're treated so that they last longer and they don't start sprouting, you know, leaves and whatnot. So the organic ones are the 2 that I bought off eBay, I think, and I think those are the ones, the 2 potatoes that grew. So it just shows you. They cost me £10 for 2, I believe, something like that. And I thought, oh, why spend £10 on 2 when I can get a bag of potatoes, a bag of sweet potatoes for a couple of quid? This is why. If you want to grow slips, don't get the ones from Tesco, Asda, any supermarket, right? Organic only, or ones off eBay that say they're the sweet potato seed potatoes, I suppose. So there you go, one last look. Looking quite healthy so far. That's just soil. I thought it was something black and nasty. Right, they're in water. Just weigh them down so they don't flip out, like I say. And I will plant them in here. That is where they'll go. Right, I'm just going to give that another water because I think it's soaked in a bit now. And then I'm going to show you all the other things that have grown. We've done the back bit, but I've got so much more. I don't even know if you can see. see what I'm going to be showing you down there. But I've got so much more to show you. Just let me give these a little bit of a water again. As per usual, it was another day I had to run off, and the weather was pretty atrocious yesterday. It's not been that good today, but the sun is out. It's after work. It's about, I don't know, 5:45, something like that. So yeah, it's another day, but it doesn't matter. But I wanted to show you. I know every week I seem to be showing you what's going on here growth-wise, but there's so much growth in 1 week, honestly. I mean, look at these cucumbers here. Lots of flowers. And I presume the cucumbers might come behind the flowers. I don't know, but look at the growth on them. Look at that already. The other side, not quite so much because of the gigantic blooming rhubarb, probably. I do try and move it out of the way if I can. But yeah, it's growing. And my peppers, do you remember I took the leaves off? Leaves off down here. They've started growing again, but they've gone taller. They've gone a lot taller. So I don't know if I showed them in the last video or the video before that, but they've virtually doubled in size. They have. My cola, look at that one. My cola herb. Oh, honestly, it smells delicious of cola. Trust me, it really does. That one is alive, but it's not really done much. Okay, my lavender in the herb bit is growing. But yeah, I know I showed all this last time, but honestly, the growth is just amazing. My beans are now, well, sort of chest height, some of them. Okay, strawberries, as you know, we've just picked strawberries earlier. But look, ooh, look at that. Look. First signs of a sunflower. Oh, well, there you go. I picked that one out. It was a bit gnarly, so I thought, oh, I'll pick it off and see if it grows. Last time I picked one off because it had been eaten, it grew about 5 heads. But yeah, for some reason, some of these are a bit gnarly. I'm not quite sure why. Anyway, look, also, beans. Now, they haven't all come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have come up. I suspect there were 6, 7 in there, I think. But the rest of the beans, I did actually sow. I did sow the rest of the beans. So, let's see. And that was a few days ago. I'm not quite sure where did I put them. Oh, okay. What did I put them outside? Matt put them outside. I did sow the beans. There we are. Oh, they started to grow. A few days ago. So last week I planted the rest of the beans in there. Okay, because I wasn't sure if they were going to grow, and I thought I've got beans, and these are only stumpy ones. These beans are only the stumpy beans, right? Really short ones. They don't grow more than about 1/2 metre. But also, let's see, because just things, honestly, from week to week now, things are just going to change. Peas. Oh, look, that's ready. That is ready. That's ready. I'll take these home for Willow. These, she will enjoy those. Those ones aren't quite so ready, but those are lovely, fat snap peas. Oh, look, green ones. Oh, green peas. How did they get in there? They were, mind you, I did have some green ones last year, didn't I? So I saved all the seeds. So there you go. I'll take those home. Willow, those aren't quite so fat, but got flowers on. Lovely coloured flowers on these. Lovely colour of my flowers. So that was looking a bit yellow, but they are still flowering, my nasturtiums. I want them to grow big and bushy. Because talking of big and bushy, apart from my sweet corn here, which is going fantastically now. I mean, look at it. Look at that. That is going absolutely fantastic. My beans, a bit gnarly, but still growing. And that one's grown right the way up here now. Lavender. But this one, look at this nasturtium here. Look, it's gone crazy. This one self-seeded from last year. It's gone absolutely crazy already. That's my Jackby Littles. They're flowering, but they're not very big, are they? But look at this. This was not here last time. All those different colours, look. The pinks, the whites, the yellow and white, purples, the blues. Look at that. Oh, that's my favourite one. Oh, I'm so glad that came back this year. This one. It has about 3 different colours on it. It really, really does. Starts off pink, then goes lilac, then goes a really dark colour. I don't even know what it is, but it's beautiful, that. Look. There you go. Bees. on the cornflowers. But look at that. I've got the nasturtiums as well. They're doing fantastically. Whatever this yellow thing is here. But look at that. Look at that. If you remember, I think possibly even last week we did the look through here and there wasn't the flowers. Where there weren't the flowers on there then. Is that a poppy? What's that? That's possibly a poppy. Was a poppy. Look at that. Lots of beautiful colours in there. Honestly, I'm really, really pleased with that. Oh, I didn't zip that up. Oh no, didn't zip that up. That's a bit silly. That's a bit silly. Anything could have got in there. Oh, they're growing quite... Oh, look at that one in the corner. Look, look, look. Right, this is the loofahs. These loofahs are really going for it now. That one's long, isn't it? Do they need... They've got little tendrils on them, haven't they? So these need sticks, don't they? I think we need to put some sticks in here for these to grow up, don't we? Look at that one. That's longer than I thought. Right, we need to get some sticks in there for that. I did actually put... what's it's on these? I thought, oh, you're going to die. They're going to die without them. So I have put them inside these little cloches things. But I don't know what happened to my garlic. I think something's had it. Something's had it. Look, that's completely dead. 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 I don't know what's gone on there. That one might still be okay. And that one might still be okay. But that's all that's left. I don't know what's gone on here. I really don't. Something has gone on, but I'm not sure. But those are thickening up now. Look at these. The sweet peas here are also thickening up. And, look. There. Right, we've got the sweet peas over here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick a couple of these so that they grow even more. Right, I shall do that in a second. I shall pick some of those, but we need to get some sticks. Just getting that to grow there. We're going to get some sticks. Oh, everything here growing. I know. I show it every week, but every week it just grows a little bit bigger and a little bit better, doesn't it? So is that it? I've just given you... I think I've given you a rundown of everything there. Right, let's get some sticks. And I think if we just put them... They've got tendrils, so I think if we just put the sticks next to it, they'll climb up the tendril. What do you think? We'll do it and see. I'm just going to put my peas away as well. Oh, talking of peas, there's loads on here actually. Loads on here where my radishes are. Let's have a look at the... Oh, got a snap pea as well. They're not ready. That one is. That one's a ready one. Some chunky ones here. Chunky. Ooh, nice little harvest. There are some round the back. I'll let Lindsay help herself to those. Oh, there's a sweet pea, a nice chunky sweet pea. Not sweet pea, snap pea, sorry. Don't even know if you saw any of that. Atrocious filming. But we've got all these peas. It's a big whopper. That's a whopper. I have been shelling the peas. I know with the snap peas, you eat the shell. But I wasn't sure with these, so I have been shelling them. Putting them in a bowl for the kids. My kids. I call them kids. They're adults. One's 17 and one's 18. They're adults, but I still call them kids. But anyway, a few more peas to add to the collection. Right, I'm not actually sure how I'm going to do this. Let's just stick these in the end. Let's get a thicker one. They're all a bit wonky. Just get a couple of thick ones. Okay. So if I put a string across here, both sides will maybe cling onto it, and I could also put string across the back. Okay, let's just do it and see. Let's just do it and see. Right, can you see that? Sorry, I've gone down here and I'm not bringing you with me, am I? Sorry. Right, there we go. Right. What I'm going to do, sorry, you missed that, is string it across, I think. String it across like so. This is my last bit of my first ball of string, and I never use up but usually when I get to this low, I throw it away and just start using the new one. But I've been very frugal, been very good. And I'm doing this. Right, okay. Like that. Oh God, now I've just tied it all in a big knot. Yay. Right. And then I'm going to secure these to the greenhouse pole a bit, if you see what I mean. Sorry. Oh, God. Just like that. And then I'm going to do the same at the other end there. Let me just tie that and get some scissors. So if that goes there, I can tie that one there like so. Scissors to do that. That's not long enough. My new ball of string. Let's tie you on. Just something for them to cling up, I suppose. You know, I don't think they need. Do they just need support? But then I've seen tendrils on them, so I'm thinking, maybe you need a little bit more than support. Maybe you do need something to grow up. Anyway, right. So now we've got this, whatever this is called, some sort of trellis, I think we'll call it. Okay. Right, can you see that? So, let's see, that one is actually long enough to grow onto there. Okay, that one, you know what? Shall I might just put a bit more string on. Okay, so we've got a couple of strings here because we've got this one over here, which I'm hoping we can entice this way. Come on, you start growing there. Then that one has got that there to cling on to. This one, oops, I just knocked it off. This one has got this lot here to cling on to, hopefully. That one will send its tendrils out and find this. That one's not tendril inclined just at the minute, but there you go. Look, a few bits of string. See how we go with that. I'm presuming I thought they didn't need support, but maybe they do. So I've made a big mess in there, but hopefully they will start to cling on there. So I know it seems brutal because there's only a few, but we are cutting off. I'm going to leave that one there. This is the first pink one. I'm going to cut it off. It's worth it in the end to cut them now to produce lots of flowers, okay? Because I cut one of those the other week and these 3 have replaced it. Oh, I wish you could smell it. So strong. Right, okay, so we'll cut these. What else? I wanted to show you a flower on something. Hang on. I don't know if you remember me bringing these from my mum's garden, actually. I had 2 pots with these in it, the furry green. I can't think what they're called, something beginning with a C. And they don't flower the first year, but then after that they do flower. And this one has flowered. Look at that. I love these. It reminds me of one that I got from my mum's when I had my first house, and it was in the garden and it just has so much blooms on it. It's beautiful. You know, I love my flowers. We've got some sunflowers coming up in between because I've planted seeds. In between so that I'd get flowers at all different times on there. I think that was supposed to be a giant one, and that's not giant to me. I need to do a bit more growing to be a giant. Right, you know what? I think we've done enough for today. We've done a few nice little jobs today. Really keeping on top of it and really pleased with how everything is growing. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. So you get to see all this fabulous content. And yeah, please put your comments down below. I do really try to answer every single comment. The odd one might slip through, but yeah, I do my best to answer everything. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. I shall see you next week. Bye.